JJ here, John Johnson. This is a video about the stars, the sky, nighttime sky, and how, of course, it's always beautiful to look at, right? But how often do we actually look at the stars with a purpose to use them, right? Uh, can you tell time by stars, by the sky? Can you tell navigation by finding the North Star, etc., right? Uh, so because Natori Ryu, School of Gungaku, Samurai Gungaku, we are going to be definitely coming across celestial, if I'm pronouncing that right, celestial constellation formations and stuff like that. How to map the stars, or I don't know about how to map the stars. I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to be getting into, but I know for sure that a lot of star mapping and star constellations, things like that, have to do with a lot of the religious aspects, or not religious aspects, but how they use navigation, such as that they actually use the stars to make the ox, rat, snake, the direction, the compass that they have. And again, you should also do the Japanese compass. Memorize the Japanese compass and compare it to the modern West, north, south, east, west. Right, the basic compass directions here, people. Boy Scout stuff, right? So I can't really show it on camera, but I mean, I have been looking at the sky. I'm out here finding the North Star. And so far, if I'm correct here, and I have done it correctly, right over here is the Big Dipper. Yeah, right there. Big Dipper. So you find the Big Dipper, and the very end of the Big Dipper, it curves, and the very end of the cup part of the Big Dipper points to the very tail end of the Little Dipper. And at the very, very little tail end of the Little Dipper, that star that creates the end is called the Polaris, or the North Star, famously known as. Right? Everyone at Christmas time wishes upon the North Star, you know, the brightest star in the sky and stuff like that. So you find this North Star, and this is how you can find north. You compare it with the equator and stuff like that, and you find north. As soon as you find north, south, east, west, and you have your bearings now for direction. And you, of course, or using the Japanese compass, you can then determine the direction of the rat, the animal character, you know, animal directions, I guess I'll say. Now, then there's also telling time by stars, right? So basically, what I do is you find like at least 3 or 4 different star constellation, you know, things, such as the Big Dipper, Little Dipper. There's this, there's that. There's all these different star formations that form pictures and stuff like that. And basically use these just like landmarks, but in the sky. You memorize this one over here, you memorize this one over here, and you memorize this one over here. Then you find the North Star, because the North Star is usually ends up like at least somewhere above us. It's always somewhere right above us. The only time it depends on the season. See, this is where you get into you know, paying attention to the different seasons and when it changes, summer, winter. It depends which equator. If you're on the south side, if you're down on the southern hemisphere of the Earth, things are a bit different. I'm in the northern hemisphere, so I'm dealing with the Little Dipper, Big Dipper. I'm using a different constellation than someone else might need on a different part of the planet. You have to take these factors into consideration as well. This is all stuff that we need to learn about and dig into in preparation for Natori Ryu. Once again, you know, to stress this kind of stuff. Now, also, okay, so back to the directions, or also time now. Now, that we have our north, south, or our north, south, east, or here. My north would be that way, actually. North, south, east, west. So you guys are looking directly north pretty much right now. Now that we have that, we can take our landmarks and use our time calculations. Watch as these landmarks, or our sky marks, if you will. So I have the Big Dipper over here, and as soon as it moves this way, I know 3 hours have passed. As it moves this way, and I see it on this thing behind me, as compared to in front of me, another 3 hours has passed. So you can see, you find the North Star, and then you find all these other constellation clusters that form images, and you use those images as marks to watch how the stars rotate around the Earth, or for that matter, how Earth is rotating with, you know, in the stars go around us, basically. However space works, right, guys? You get it. So then you can use that time calculation, and now we go back to the proper. Again, we reference back to the clock is or the time references of Japan back in the day were again animal references. The hour of the rat, and of course we must remember that, you know, a shinobi out and about would be having to do this as well. He would have to do all that kind of navigation by stars, find north, south, be able to tell time in the first place. Then again, as mentioned in some of the texts and scrolls, the proper time to infiltrate, right? And then we have that final calculation complete, and now we can carry on. We know exactly which way we're going. We know exactly what time it is. We are now able people at nighttime. That's the way of like true shinobi, true samurai stuff, content and information. So yeah, in preparation for Natori Ryu, I'm out here and I'm experiencing and playing with all this kind of information and practicing it, okay? So there it is. I hope you all enjoyed that. I hope I didn't bore you guys. I added as many images as I can to serve examples, but again, my camera can't really pick up the stars. Otherwise I would show you guys. I'd point the camera all around the place and I'd be like, there it is, and you use this. I would show you guys me doing it, right? I'd give a little lesson, but my camera does not pick up, it barely picks up the moon, so on a full moon night. So what can I say, you know, technology. I guess that's the end of the video. Again, I hope you enjoyed. Take care. John Johnson here. Ishigon Ichimi.